The word procrastination comes with a lot of judgment. If you have ADHD, it's probably something you've been accused of over and over again all of your life. But what if I told you that what looks like procrastination is often something else entirely? Your struggle to get started is not a character flaw. It's actually a challenge with task initiation, a specific part of your executive function that helps you start tasks when you want to. Today, we're going to explore what task initiation is, why it's such a hurdle for those of us with ADHD, and how you can overcome it to start tasks with confidence on your own pace. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn ADHD into your entrepreneurial edge. I'm Mina Raver, and today we're exploring a topic that's critical for anyone with ADHD who wants to take control of their productivity through task initiation. If you've ever struggled to get started on a task, even when you know it's important, you are not alone. But here's the good news. You have the power to take control of your executive function and start tasks on your own terms. So what exactly is task initiation? Task initiation is the ability to start a task when you want to. Imagine needing to work on a big project. You're motivated, you know it's important, you want to do it, but when the moment comes, you just can't. It's not laziness. Your brain is having trouble turning the idea into action. This is a challenge with task initiation. Task initiation is a critical part of executive function, which is the set of mental skills that helps us plan, focus attention, manage time, follow directions, and move our bodies through the complexity of starting and completing the independent actions that add up to the completion of a task. For most people, task initiation happens relatively naturally. They decide they're going to do something, and then they just start doing it. But for adults with ADHD, it just isn't that simple. It's not that you don't want to do the task or that you're not motivated. It's that your brain is having trouble translating what you want to do into physical action impulse. This is the crux of the issue for many people with ADHD. It's not laziness or lack of willpower. It's about your brain struggling to activate the processes needed to start. Before we dive into the strategies to overcome this problem, I want to acknowledge something. The frustration that comes with not being able to start, even when you really want to, can be overwhelming in itself. It's not just frustrating, it can make you feel helpless. But I want you to know this isn't a personal failing. It's a serious challenge. And with the right strategies, it's a challenge that you can overcome. I also want to share this important caveat. There is no substitution for rest. If you're struggling with task initiation, first make sure you've had enough rest. And while you're thinking about how much rest you've had, take a drink of water. Once you've checked in and you're sure you're not just exhausted, always start by breaking tasks down into manageable steps. Task initiation becomes even harder when the task feels overwhelming. That's why breaking it down is so important. Take a project like preparing a presentation and don't think of it as one big task. Instead, break it into bite-sized actions. Outline the intro, create one slide, gather 3 data points. Each of these smaller steps should be clear and actionable, something you can start and finish in a very short amount of time. When each step is small, it's easier to start, and that first action will build momentum to the rest. When you break big tasks into small pieces, you're setting yourself up for success. Each completed step gives you a sense of accomplishment and helps you build momentum, making it easier to move on to the next step. Okay, my next favorite strategy is something I like to call the big build. It works like this. You may have noticed that most of the time when you can't start a task, you don't just sit there and wait for your body to move. You kind of get up and move around and do other things, and before you know it, your house is spotless, but you only have 10 minutes to get your project completed. Did you know that you could do that on purpose? You could use your procrastination projects to your advantage, building momentum toward achieving your actual goal. I call them procrastination projects. They're what I call those tasks your body kind of moves into with or without you when you're trying to get started on something specific. It's like some other part of your body knows you want it to move, so it just does whatever it's used to. Think about what those things are and how completing them makes you feel. Think about where the drive to complete those tasks shows up in your body, what you're thinking about when you do them, and then you can start building a 1, 2, 3, go checklist or set a task you can complete to prep you for tougher ones. This technique works because it intentionally leverages the momentum you naturally build up starting on completing other things. Once you're in motion, it's much easier to stay in motion, especially if the tasks are related to or similar to the one you want to complete. So try to choose your procrastination projects relative to the one you're struggling to start. The third strategy is using external action levers. Grouping tasks, startup routines, and body doubling are all effective action levers. People with ADHD often benefit from external structure, so setting up cues in your environment can help prompt you to start a task at the right time. Now, these strategies have helped me, and they've helped countless others like you take control of productivity. Remember that it's not about fitting into someone else's system, though. It's about finding what works for your brain. When you understand task initiation, you gain the power to start tasks with confidence and set yourself up for success on your terms. When you understand the root of your challenges and apply the right strategies, you can overcome task initiation struggles and start taking action with confidence and ease. So if this video helped you feel more in control of your task initiation struggles, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone else who might need it. Of course, remember to subscribe for more ADHD-friendly strategies every week. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Mina Raver, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on Productive with ADHD. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And please click that thumbs up button below. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're ready to take your productivity to the next level with tools designed just for you, a high-achieving professional with ADHD, then download the Better CEO app available on both Apple and Android. You'll find those links at betterceo.app and in the show notes. See you next time with more insights and strategies to help you make ADHD your unfair advantage.